Hello, hello, and welcome to May's edition of the Pagan Podcast, a place where we can all sit around the Beltane fire and talk about all things pagan, animistic, maybe a bit of druidry, and perhaps a little bit of witchiness. Basically meaning that we can connect with everything because everything has a conscious soul. Even that piece of rock in your garden, or that tree. That tree that sits there unassuming, asking nothing of anyone, but connected to us in so many ways that we have only just starting to find out. We are all on our own paths in this experience of being human, and we come to learn, to love, to be set challenges that we have agreed to, but not necessarily set in stone. You can move your goalposts to learn and receive as you walk through your path. So whatever happens in your life, you are right where you need to be at this moment in time. And if you are new here and you've just found me, then welcome. You are right where you need to be now. It's lovely to have you here. And please say hi in the comments and give the podcast a like and subscribe if you feel that something resonates with you. Not everything will. Some months you may find you just don't resonate with anything at all that I talk about. But that doesn't matter. And it doesn't mean you aren't learning or fulfilling your journey. And sometimes when we don't feel we are on the right path and nothing is resonating, it actually is. It's just subtly pottering along below the surface. If you are a regular listener, then thank you once again for joining me here today. Your support is wonderful, and I'm always grateful that you find the time to pop back in. So, if you want to go make yourself a nice cup of tea, get a drink of your favourite brew, maybe if it's a warm day, have something cool and refreshing, then just put me on pause and pop back when you're ready. Here we are at my most favourite time of the year, Beltane or Beltane, depending on how you wish to pronounce it, when every possibility is bubbling away with energy, and because of this, there is quite a lot of things to cover this month that might work for you on your path. So spiritually, May is an awakening. May is a month of gentle transformation. It's like a bridge between the fresh beginnings of spring and the vibrant fullness of summer. Spiritually, it's a time to align with nature's rhythm, embrace renewal and nurture the seeds of intention planted earlier this year. May carries a soft yet powerful energy, and the days grow longer, flowers bloom in abundance, and the air feels alive with possibility. Spiritually, this is a reminder to open your heart, release lingering heaviness, and welcome joy into your daily life. If you're looking for some practices to deepen your connection, then what about a morning sun gratitude ritual? Just begin each day by stepping outside, feeling the warmth of the sun, and offering gratitude for the light and the life it brings. Just something as simple as that. You could also do a flower meditation. Choose a flower in bloom, observe its colours, textures and scent, and let it guide you in a state of mindful presence. Just sit with it. There's no need to pick it. You could hold it if you wish to. You could paint it. You could just draw it. You could just sit with it. It doesn't matter what you do. Just to find that flower connection. What about some nature journaling? Record the changes you see in the natural world, the bees, the butterflies, the scent of lilac, the sound of birdsong, and reflect on how these mirror your own inner growth. Now, if you've been following my podcast, each month this year I have been adding a little bit of footage on the very wild and old field that my horses are living out their best retired lives on. It's been part of an old dairy farm and has never been damaged over the years by human feet traipsing across it or any chemicals. It's never been overmowed and it's never been overgrazed, and there's lots of wildlife and even a spring. I record just for myself additional photos, so why not do something like this for yourself? Perhaps find a place that you really love and use any form of media in that place. It could be by a river, it could be the sea, up a mountain, in a valley, or a wild flat land that spreads for miles into the distance. Use all your senses to just sit, barefoot if you can, and take in the energies. You could, of course, do this in your garden, in a park, or on your balcony, but record what you see or hear. How does it affect your well-being? Perhaps you could journal about it or draw something that catches your eye, because it will catch your eye for a reason. A butterfly may stand out vibrantly, a bee may come and sit with you, or our friendly little robins that we have in the garden might come for a chat. Maybe you already journal in one way or another. Perhaps you use common pages or morning pages, all of which are wonderful ways to document you. Themes for this month, if you are going to journal and you want a little bit of a prompt, are renewal. So let go of anything from the previous month that hasn't served you. Some things that we take on board aren't always good for us in the following month. And things we take on thinking they're going to be great don't come to any form of fruition. And it doesn't matter, because whatever we think of them now, they may have served a purpose, they may have not. But if they haven't, just let them go. Joy. Seek moments of lightness and laughter, even in the smallest of ways. Connection. Strengthen bonds with loved ones, community, and with the earth. If you like a gentle May ritual, on a calm evening, light a candle and place fresh flowers nearby. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and visualise your intentions blossoming like petals opening to the sun. End by speaking a simple affirmation such as, I grow in harmony with the season. May invites us to slow down, notice beauty, and live with intention. By aligning with its gentle yet vibrant energy, we can nurture both our spiritual growth and our sense of wonder. We also have the energy of the full and new moons. Now, before we go further, I was deeply invested in the Artemis 2 mission around the moon. Basically, from takeoff to splashdown, I was one of the many sitting there every night with it on in the background on YouTube or checking social media for the images that the crew took. I remember on the night before they began to move around the moon, I was actually in my garden at about 4 a.m. The moon still bright in the sky, and I remember saying to myself, somewhere out there, 4 people are hurtling towards that big white thing. I think the whole mission was incredibly magical, very positive, and is going to be great for our future travel into space. So what does this month's full moon offer us? Now, the full moon in May will occur on May the 1st at 17:23 UTC or GMT. So wherever you are listening in the world, you can obviously go forward or back from that time. May's full moon is one of the most magical lunar events of the year, and this year it's extra special. And I'll tell you why in a moment, because at the moment we'll just go with the basics, but it's known as the flower moon. It will grace the night sky for about 3 days, as we know if we work with the moon. Now, marking the height of spring in the northern hemisphere as it does. May's full moon in Native American folklore is the flower moon. Now, I think this is actually quite a lovely name for it. Now, if you've been listening in for the last few months, you'll know that I try and look for a Celtic name that is a little bit more to do with British Isles and Europe. But I'm actually going to stick with the flower moon for this one, as I think it's very, very much appropriate for Beltane. So this month we get a really rare treat. We get 2 full moons in May. It's unique also because of these full moons, and I'll come to another uniqueness in a minute. The flower moon on May the 1st, and then we have a blue moon on May the 31st. But the blue moon is also a micromoon. Now, the first is all about vibrancy and abundance, and the second moon carries a more introspective, rare energy, which I'm going to come to in a minute. But firstly, our first moon on May the 1st is associated with renewal and growth, a perfect time to set intentions for personal or professional development. Gratitude, reflecting on what has blossomed in your life so far this year. Connection to nature, spending that time outdoors, as I've already mentioned, to align with the season's energy. Many people use this moon for rituals and for journaling, or just simply enjoying its beauty as a reminder of life's cycles. Whether you see it as a spiritual sign, a natural wonder, or just simply a beautiful sight in the sky, May's flower moon is a reminder to just slow down, to breathe, and appreciate the beauty around you. Everything is blossoming. Go and look at the hawthorn trees. They are coming out and they're coming into bloom, and they are absolutely magical because they are the Mayflower. So just like the flowers, we too have our seasons to grow and shine. Now, May's magical micromoon is a small wonder in the night sky. So May's night skies are set to deliver a celestial treat, the micro flower moon. While it may not be as large and dramatic as a supermoon, this lunar event carries its own quiet charm, offering stargazers a chance to witness the moon at its most delicate and distant. So what's a micromoon? Well, a micromoon occurs when the moon is at or near its apogee. It's the farthest point in its orbit from Earth. And because of this distance, it appears slightly smaller and dimmer than an average full moon, though the difference is very, very subtle to the naked eye. You'll probably look at it and go, what was she talking about? Also, because our moon falls on May 1st, we get that blue moon on the 31st, as I've mentioned. Now, that comes in at about 8:45 in the morning, so we're not going to see that one. And all of this micromoon and all of this energy, it's there for us to tap into. If you work with lunar energy, you'll probably feel a big connection to it. If you haven't worked with lunar energy, then perhaps this would be a good time to give it a try and see what you find works with you. So why are these moons worth watching? Well, there's a gentle beauty, isn't there, to the moon. Not only is it sitting there quietly in the sky, but when you get this micromoon and it's that smaller size, it's giving us a softer, more serene glow, a softer energy than the powerful energy we get when we get the supermoon that is much closer to us. It's also perfect for photography because the reduced glare makes it easier to capture surface details. And it's a seasonal symbolism. It's a reminder of the renewal, growth and the changing season. The full moon will be around, like I've said, for about 3 days, so you've got plenty of time in the night sky to go and look out on either end of May, 1st or the 31st. So if you can find a dark spot and avoid any city lights, you'll get the clearest view. You can use binoculars. Even a small pair will reveal craters and lunar seas, although haven't we seen lots of those if you've been following Artemis 2? The photographs were absolutely amazing. Frame it for creativity. Position the moon alongside some trees, buildings or hills for a stunning photo. The micromoon may be small in appearance, but it's a gentle reminder that beauty doesn't always have to be grand to be breathtaking. And sometimes the quiet moments in the cosmos are the ones that stay with us the longest. And then we come to May's new moon. And the timing for this is about 9:01 p.m. So 9 o'clock just gone 9 o'clock in the evening. And that's British summertime, because although I keep saying GMT, we are on British summertime. So I think that converts to 4 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time if you are in America. I'm not too sure for anybody else forward of GMT, but you know your timings. Now, at this time in the day, it will be completely invisible to us in the UK. We won't be able to see it. And I'm not too sure who will be able to see it. If you do get to see the new moon, wherever you are, let me know, because I'd be really interested to know where you get to see it. And at this time of the day, it will be completely invisible. So best time to mark the new moon is on the evening of the 16th of May. And you will be able to probably see it in the night sky. The new moon is a fresh cosmic reset. So May's new moon is more than just a darkened sky. It's a cosmic invitation to pause, rest, and plant seeds for the future. All new moons mark the beginning of the lunar cycle, a time when the moon and sun align, blending their energies to create a fertile ground for new intentions. This month's new moon carries a gentle yet invigorating energy, and it's a moment to step back from the noise, reflect on what really matters for you, and set intentions that align with your authentic self. And depending on your zodiac sign that it falls in, you may feel drawn towards certain themes: communications, relationships, careers, and personal growth. It's all down to where you are on your path. So how to work with the energy of May. So set clear intentions, write down 3 to 5 goals or desires you want to nurture over the next month, and keep them specific and heartfelt. Create a ritual space, perhaps light a candle, burn some incense, or sit quietly under the night sky. Even without a visible moonlight, the energy is potent. Release old energy. Just let go of those habits, thoughts, relationships that no longer serve you. This clear space will give you and bring you new opportunities. Visualize your future. Spend a few moments imagining your life as if your intentions have already come true. If you would like to journal prompt for the May's moon, perhaps try, what am I ready to begin or explore? And maybe, which old patterns am I ready to release? How can I communicate my needs and more clearly this month? And what small daily actions will bring me closer to my goals? So that's the 2 moons covered. And then, as if we hadn't got enough to faff around with, we come to Beltane or Beltane. Now, if you are following a Pagan Path or the Wheel of the Year, I'll leave links below to my previous year's podcast on this festival day where I go into it in more detail. I don't want to say the same stuff again, but I'll share those down below in the link. I'll give you the links in the description box, and you can perhaps, when you're ready, go and have a listen in and see if there's anything there that you find interesting. But there's a few thoughts here that Beltane is Ireland's ancient fire festival. As the last chill of spring fades and the first warmth of summer begins to stir, the ancient Celtic festival of Beltane arrives, and it's a celebration of light, fertility and renewal. Traditionally held on May 1st, Beltane was marked as the halfway point between the spring equinox and the summer solstice, and a time when the land was bursting into life and communities prepared for the abundance ahead. The word Beltane comes from the Old Irish word translated as bright fire or bell's fire, possibly referring to the Celtic god Belanus, associated with the sun and healing. And in the agrarian societies of ancient Ireland and Scotland, this was a pivotal moment in the year. Livestock were driven out to the summer pastures, crops were sown, and people sought blessings for health, fertility and protection. Central to Beltane was the light of the great bonfires on hilltops. These were fires that were more symbolic. They were believed to purify, protect and energise both people and animals. Cattle were driven between 2 fires to safeguard them from disease, whilst people leapt over smaller flames for luck and vitality. If you're looking for some sort of if you like to journal and you want some sort of rituals and traditions, then look at May bushes and flowers. Obviously, it's the hawthorn. Now, hawthorn branches would be decorated with ribbons and shells, and the flowers were placed outside homes to invite in good fortune. The dew of Beltane, collecting the morning dew on May Day, was thought to bring beauty and health for the year ahead. Feasting and music. Communities gathered for shared meals, dancing and storytelling, celebrating the turning of the seasons. Beltane also sits directly across the Wheel of the Year from Samhain, which also means that the veil between the living and those who have crossed over and those that are not human is thinner. So if you believe in other energies such as the Fae, then you will know it's their time to celebrate. Beltane reminds us that life moves in cycles, that after every winter comes a season of growth and light. So whether you light a candle, decorate a tree with ribbons, or simply spend time outdoors, you can bring a little of Beltane's magic into your own life. But don't bring in those lovely white hawthorn flowers into your home, because it is considered at this time of the year bad luck. If you would like to try my Beltane meditation, I will be adding that in time for May the 1st. Although you can use it any time of the year to connect with the goddess of fertility, passion, spring, energy, and anything else really. If you're looking for something special to do, then now is the time to plan your magical garden. How about planning a garden that's built especially at this time of the year at Beltane? It can be a fun and meaningful way to connect to the energies of the season and honour the cycles of nature. Consider incorporating plants that are traditionally associated with Beltane, such as plants like the primrose, bluebell and the hawthorn. Create a small altar, shrine, sacred space. Decorate it with symbols of the season, such as flowers, ribbons and candles. And consider creating a little fairy garden or adding elements to your own garden that are said to attract the fae, such as a small pond or maybe a little house. And you can keep offerings going for them for the fae. Now, if you want to make some offerings, food-wise, you can leave out bread, honey, dandelion wine. I mean, who doesn't like a dandelion wine? I mean, you can't really fault the fae for that, can you? Berries, cake. Other things would be bells and coins. They like shiny things, and pretty crystals. They like those. Shiny objects. But you can also give them some musical instruments like feathers, acorns, pine cones, seashells, flowers, musical stones. Pretty stones. I was busy there thinking musical instruments. What would you give them? Pretty stones and some seeds. Actually, what would you give them? I'm just thinking like triangles. And you know when you were a child and you had those lovely little bells you held with your hands, and they would be lovely, I think. As always, I have some footage coming up of my field. This is done so that you can see how the land is changing. It's very green. And it's amazing how quickly it has turned green. My daughter hasn't been down the field with me for a couple of weeks. And she came down this evening and she went, "Oh my word, look at that. How green is this?" And there's a tunnel of green trees that I have to walk through on the track. And it's all green and it smells lovely because the hawthorn is just starting to blossom. And there's lots of cabbage white butterflies. So I will put you some video footage in now so you can see how things are changing. It's still incredibly cold at night. It's surprising how warm it's got in the day, but we've still got lots of dew on the grass. And also, in case you're wondering why I have removed the sound of the field, because one of my friends did actually ask me, and the only sound in that field is the traffic passing by because there's a big main road next to it. It's one of our main highways. It's the M1. If you are in Britain, you'll know the M1. And there's a lot of noise. And it doesn't get any quieter. There's no actual time that it's quiet. I'm just wondering, actually, it might be quite nice to go down there at 9 o'clock at night. I might try that as we get into the height of summer and just see if it's a little quieter. The solitude and the peace of that field. And maybe I'll try and add some more authentic bird sound in. You see, there's some cracking sounds from my garden at 4 o'clock in the morning, which I have recorded. Maybe I'll start adding that in as well, because the dawn chorus has been amazing. We'll see how far we get. And I don't want to put too much in there that makes you nod off. So that brings me to the end of the little May update on anything you'd like to try for the moons and the energies of the abundance that's starting to flow into our lives. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope that if you are celebrating on May the 1st, you have a wonderful time. Let me know in the comments below what you do, even if it's something as simple as you light a candle, light a bonfire or anything like that. Just leave me a message in the comments. And it's always nice to know what other people do. I don't know what I'm going to do this year. I think it will depend on the weather. Some bank holiday weekends we've had some shocking weather. I remember one year going out when I was in Devon, and we decided we were going to go down to the beach, and we got to the beach and the heavens opened and it didn't stop. The kids thought it was great. They were all right. They went off into the sea in their wetsuits, couldn't care less, and I just stood on the edge of them watching them looking like drowned rats. So maybe we'll see what happens on Beltane, and perhaps I'll see if I can get some footage of other places. I did say in my last podcast I was going to try and get out more. Haven't made it yet. We've had a few challenges us in my family with health issues, not mine, but things that we've just had to work our way through. So don't forget, leave me that message, leave me a like and a comment. Subscribe if you've enjoyed me waffling away, and I will hopefully be back here for June. Now, that's going to be a big one, because as we walk towards June, we are looking at the summer solstice. So whatever it is you get up to, enjoy all the fabulous energies, light a safe fire, a candle, contact your loved ones on this side or the other. Don't forget, you can still light the candles. As I've said before, Beltane is the same level of energy for contacting your loved ones as we have at Samhain. My previous podcast will give lots of any other things that you wish to do to celebrate. I waffle on those as well, so go and enjoy them. Whatever you do, keep it within your values. Keep it about your path. Don't ever feel the need to be part of a herd, and do what others do. Do it your way, because there is no right way to walking your path. You are walking your path for your experience and for your challenges and what you learn and maybe what you teach others. As long as you are walking and in loving light and for the greater good of yourself and others and the planet, that's all that matters. Have a fabulous Beltane. Take care of yourself and others. Until next time, bye for now.